Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 64 of the Showbound podcast. I'm your host, Michael Raskin, here alongside Ethan Cardwell. Cards, what's going on, bud?
Not much. Just got back to Barrie actually yesterday for Valentines Day. Had a nice, enjoyable, relaxing day with the girlfriend, and just chilling. Feels good to be back in Barrie, hitting the ice again today. Skated yesterday with the boys and stuff. So, no, all is good. You?
Yeah, all good here. What did you end up doing for Valentine's Day, and how much did the wallet take a hit? We were talking about it yesterday.
No, it wasn't crazy this year. We both talked about it, said like not to spend too much money on each other, and so just some gifts and stuff, some little stuff like Bed Bath and Body Works. I think it's called I don't even know what it's called now.
Little
The
date
one
to Bed Bath and Beyond.
Yeah, no, it's the one that has like the
No,
smelling can.
Bath and Body Works, I think it's called.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like a bottle of wine and some other things, and yeah, though I just came over. We gave each other little gifts, and I got a nice little bracelet actually too, which was sweet. And yeah, just had some sushi. We were gonna go out and go bowling and stuff,
You
but
didn't snap me with the sushi?
oh, I know. I actually didn't even think about that, man. But I love sushi, and I know you do. You rip sushi like 3 times a week right now. But
I've been going a lot lately because it's been making me happy, and every time something happens that makes me sad, I've just been getting sushi.
just like when you're sad, you just eat like you see in the movies when they're just hammering ice cream. That's you with the sushi.
Yeah.
So, but no, we just kept it pretty low key, just chilling. How about you? I know you did it the day before.
Yeah, I had to be in Niagara, and my girlfriend's from Vaughan, so we did a pre-Valentine's Day, just cooked dinner for the family, like her family and stuff, and didn't do anything crazy. We also, I'm not a big Valentine's Day guy, and luckily she's not either. I think it's like it's a bit of annoying thing. Like I don't need an excuse to like. No one needs an excuse to like go out and do it. So we were just like, whatever. It doesn't matter if it's Valentine's Day or not. Just like whatever. We'll do a little something. No gifts though, and just keep it casual. That was kind of it. And then just a little long FaceTime yesterday. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
And yeah, just a normal day here in Niagara, in the beautiful Niagara region. So that's been what's up with me. Except, yeah, our game got canceled today. We were supposed to play Ryerson. Today is Tuesday, but sorry, I think I'm supposed to say Rams. But we were supposed to play them today, and it got canceled or postponed due to COVID-19 protocols and stuff. So gives us an extra day and some time to record the pod. But let's you want to talk about the Super Bowl?
Well, I mean, you were speaking of the Rams, so we might as well.
Yeah, the Rams.
This year's Super Bowl champion, the LA Rams, and it was an okay game. I wasn't like overly like, I don't know. I feel like it could have been better, the game itself. Obviously I was cheering for Cincinnati, and as were you, so the game definitely could have turned out a little bit better for us. But it was okay. I think it's good for Stafford. He's waited his time, played on a kind of a crummy team his whole career, and he shows actually how good he is with the supporting cast around him. And I think there's no doubt Burrow takes that team back to the Super Bowl many times over the course of his career. So that was just kind of a preview of what we'll see from them. But what did you think of the game? Like coming down the stretch, did you think since he could hold on?
I thought Cincinnati was going to find a way to win there. And the thing is, I was like calling plays. I don't even know football that well. I was calling every Rams play by the end. You can ask my friends. But the whole thing was like, I don't know why they just basically, other than the one early touchdown or whatever, they ignored Cooper Kupp until when the game mattered in the second half, like late. Then they start feeding him the ball, and then they start getting yards, getting longer drives, and getting touchdowns. And he ended up being the MVP of the game. So I don't know why. Like Stafford was not giving him the ball in the first half.
I think he might have been doubled up though. So
but even in the second half, they had like doubled and tripled him, and he was just grabbing him with guys everywhere. And it doesn't matter. Like he's the best player. You got to give him the ball, especially when OBJ was out.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Like OBJ was there at the start, so I feel like double pressure on Cup, opened up OBJ for that TD and stuff like that. So that's a key piece to have as a wide receiver too. And obviously everybody's going nuts over the OBJ first touchdown and stuff like that, which was pretty incredible. So it's good for him too. He's been around. He's had its like ups and downs during his career. So to kind of see a guy who was a superstar and then he kind of faded away and now he's back in the limelight. So it's nice to see that for him too.
Yeah. And there's a couple more notes I wanted to say. One of them, what was it? Oh yeah, you know, like the big prop bet, the over under on the national anthem, how long it's gonna be.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say the source, but I had a source tell me the exact time. It was like a good source whose best friend was like the music guy for the thing.
How do you?
Well, listen, just listen. It was the exact from the source, and he said in the dress rehearsal in the morning, it was 1:51. And he's like, hammer the house, like bet the house, like all this, and he did himself. But I was too scared to do it, and I was with all my friends, and we were all too scared. And we said, you know what? We'll time it, and if it's correct, then next year we bet the house. And we timed it, and it was to the second correct. And we were all killing ourselves that we didn't bet it.
That is tough, man. Imagine how much you would have made basically off that. And then you have all the other prop bets too and stuff. So what'd you have, heads or tails?
I didn't do that one. I did the one where I don't know if it counts as a prop bet. Yeah, I don't think it's a prop bet, but I did Joe Burrow runs over 11 yards or 11 and a half, and he didn't.
Yeah, that's a prop though, but player prop. But I had people who were talking about that one too, because Burrow is more of a pocket QB, and a couple knees didn't help that case either. I think he only ran once or twice, but
yeah, he didn't do that one. My buddy had the OBJ scores a touchdown and he got it right, like first touchdown, and then that was it for OBJ. He's out, and so it was sick that he got that one. But how about the Joe Burrow play? I think it was the opening drive of the second half, like first play, 70-yard touchdown.
Oh, it was crazy. He's nasty, man.
No one was expecting that. Well, another note I wanted to bring up was, do you remember Hannah Ann from The Bachelor a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
So she's dating a guy in the Rams now, and
Oh yeah, my brother said that to me actually.
She dropped it on like the day of the Super Bowl. They'd never like posted it. And now all of a sudden he's in the Super Bowl and she's posting him like crazy. But his name's Jake Funk. I think he's the backup running back. He didn't play. But yeah, Hannah Ann posts this picture.
Oh yeah. As soon as he's a Super Bowl champ, yeah, you qualify to be my boyfriend now. That's how she thinks.
Little upgrade or downgrade from Pilot Pete though, who knows. But that was that guy's season when we started this podcast, so that was funny.
I think we should probably go to the guy who is just down the road from all this, and it's our guest this week, Mario Ferraro, assistant captain with the San Jose Sharks. The guy went to UMass in the NCAA and then kind of burst onto the scene in the NHL and hasn't looked back since. So we'll get you guys to that interview pretty soon here.
Yeah, Mario Ferraro dropped the guest, so it's a good one. We had a lot of fan questions for him, and unfortunately I couldn't take them all, but I was looking through them after the interview, and some of them were solid, so that sucks. But at the end of the day, we don't have like 5 hours to ask fan questions. You know what's funny? I don't know, some of the fan questions we get, and if you guys are asking these, it's a waste of everyone's time. Some of them are like, what's it like to play in the NHL? Like, what did it feel like to get drafted? Like, we can't, I don't know, you know what I mean? Because you can't ask, like, oh, so what's it like playing in the NHL? He'll be like, oh, it's good, you know?
Yeah. We got it. Like, I don't know. When you're asking the question, I feel like if you ask a question that, like, it needs to have, like, some sort of, like, I don't know, thinking process to it. Like, I don't know, like, no, like for the player.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
We can't just have them be like, yeah, it's good, or like, nah, or
okay. The thing is with the questions like that, they kind of get answered throughout the interview anyway. You find out what it's like playing in the NHL and stuff.
Yeah, ask questions that like they can elaborate on and give you like a real answer.
Mm-hmm. But he's a good interview. Wait till you get a look at his smile. If you're not on the YouTube listening right now, switch to the YouTube for this interview. It's quite a funny start to that, and we'll get that to you guys soon. But have you seen any more Olympics at all, Cards?
I haven't really been following it too much. I know Canada men's hockey's in the semis, I think.
Yeah, and the women are playing for gold. Is the gold medal game tonight for the women?
I think it might be. The tournament goes so fast, man. It's actually quick. Like
Yeah, it
it's just
really
what
does.
3 round robin and then quarter semis finals.
It's Wednesday, the gold medal game, and it's a 11 p.m. game, so it's not like that late.
Who are they playing?
Who do you think? Women's hockey.
USA.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure if the crossovers would have met them in the semis or not. So
I think it's designed that they have to. But they just know. I mean, there was actually, I don't know if you saw this, people were tweeting and stuff at the beginning of the Olympics, like, and there was an article that came out, I think it was in the Toronto Sun, that women's hockey should be out of the Olympics because it's just not fair. It's just Canada, USA. And that was like, and people were saying, yeah, like it's not even fair. It's not fair. But would you rather just not have your women's hockey teams compete in the Olympics than
it's ridiculous?
Lose? Like, I don't know. It's
like for people to say that too. And like you see in the World Juniors every year too, like even there, like there's 3 or 4 or 5 teams that go and they obviously like don't have a chance of winning and they're still there. Like it's the exact same thing. Like you have to send these teams anyway. Like they've earned their chance to be there, like for the pride of their country. You should let them play. And it is a great event for the Olympics. So that I think those comments are absolutely ridiculous.
I think it was Ray Ferraro said it in the World Juniors when they were talking about that. He was saying like, what was it? Was it Austria that was in the World Juniors, or I don't even remember anymore.
Yeah, I think so.
It was one of those teams. Let's use Austria as the example, whether they were or weren't. But he was saying like, for example, the Austrian team, yeah, they might lose 10-0 to Canada, but every kid who wants to play hockey in Austria is watching it. And in 10 years, although the team's bad now, it's going to be better because of this exposure that they're getting. Same with the Olympics. Like, yeah, China's, getting destroyed by Canada, by like whoever they're playing. But in 10 years, every Chinese kid watching their team in the Olympics, that's how you grow the game ultimately. So maybe it sucks now, but it's better for everybody in the long run.
And that's one thing I was going to bring up to you. So do you know that like the Chinese team, like none of them are really Chinese?
Yeah, I know that. There's a couple of U Sports alumni on the team
really?
as well. Yeah, I think there's 2 from men's hockey on the men's team. I'm not sure about the women's, but yeah.
I never would have thought that would be allowed in the Olympics, to be honest.
I think there's rules where, at least in China, because you don't have to be. I know the one guy from the U Sports team that I know, he played for the Kunlun Red Star in the KHL, which is in Beijing, or not in Beijing, which is in China. And if you play for 1 full year, I think you're eligible to get a Chinese passport. And so I think they told him, like, if you play for the year, you'll get your passport and then you can play for us in the Olympics. So I think that was kind of the deal. So that's he's technically cool. Like officially he's a Chinese citizen. But yeah.
Either way, to be an Olympian, you're an Olympian. You can say that for the rest of your life. Win one game, win the gold, win nothing. It's still pretty impressive. So good for all them.
We got to get someone on the pod. I know I have a buddy on Denmark on the Olympic team who said he'd come on after. So hopefully, and they're off to the semifinal too. Actually, I think they might even be playing Canada.
That would be awesome. Yeah, to get a guy on, kind of see what the bubble was like and get a feel for all that.
He's posting Snapchats all day of like going to, okay, they're playing ROC Denmark in the semis, but he's posting snaps of like going to the speed skating games and like, taking selfies with people that are famous.
The Olympic Village.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, other than that, I was gonna say, the one thing I wanted to say about the Olympics was that the medal count for Canada, like I know Winter Olympics is usually Canada's thing. We have only 2 gold medals now.
Yeah, struggling a bit. Well, hopefully get one when this airs Wednesday night with the women's hockey.
Yeah, Canada's 2 gold medals, 17 total though, which is I think good for tied in 3rd in the Olympics. But like Norway has 12 golds, Germany 9, USA 7, Austria 6, Netherlands 6, China 6, Sweden 5. Like there's a lot and a couple more with above that. So we need some golds. I'm demanding gold out of Canada. Yeah. And you know what? We have a lot of American listeners too. So good for America. You know what? So I was texting you. I was going through the demographics yesterday because we're working with a third-party salesman to get us some new sponsors. I don't know. So I'm going through all the analytics, and we have 22% of our listeners are female, which I think is really cool. That's high for a hockey podcast, especially hosted by two men.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. But I also feel like the way we do our podcast, I feel like both sides can learn it. And especially for like young girls who play hockey coming up and stuff, they can still learn so many valuable things from the podcast and kind of take them into their own route, whether it be NCAA, looking to make Olympics, or professional women's hockey. Like I still feel like there's so many avenues that kind of we support in those areas. I don't know. Maybe we should look into another female guest then.
I was just thinking, our equipment manager at Brock, his best friend's on the women's Olympic hockey team for Canada. So okay. I bet if I asked him, she would come on for sure. Maybe even after the gold medal game, maybe even like next week or something. We'll see.
That'll be cool. Let's do.
So I'll reach out, and we'll get another guest on, another female guest on, and then what else was I gonna say? That's and then 20% of our listeners are American, actually. So 1 in every 5 listeners. So we speak a lot to the Canadian side, but we have a lot of American listeners too that we're neglecting a little bit sometimes. So we love the Americans too. We love you guys.
I'm a dual citizen, so I'm always showing love to the Americans. So
yeah, I guess I gotta show a little more love. I'm always talking about Canada and stuff, but because we have a lot of NCAA guys on, I bet that's why.
Yeah, that is true. It probably drives the listens a little bit from there. But yeah, no, I'd really like getting the NCAA guys on too. It's awesome. And we hear a little bit more from Mario here coming up in the interview. I think we can almost send it there right now.
Yeah, we'll send it over to Mario Ferraro. It's a good interview, and here it is.
All right, and we're pleased to be joined this week by San Jose Shark assistant captain Mario Ferraro. Welcome to the pod.
Thanks, boys. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, and it's a good look. And we were just texting, and you asked if it was audio or real Zoom. And for the YouTube listeners, you can go check out Mario's new look. It's lost a few teeth. So how'd that go down, and when did it happen?
Yeah, it was like a week ago or just before the break. We were in Florida. It was like probably 5 minutes into the game. I got my stick in the way of Owen Tippett's shot, and the puck just came up and hit me right in the teeth. I didn't even get split open. I just lost one right away, and the other two got bent back. And then I was like, whatever. I had to go to the dentist the next morning, which was a grind, 12 hours. I flew to Carolina. They tried to save them. They couldn't. Or they saved them. They tried to save them. They had them held in by a brace, a metal rod in my mouth. And then I played in Tampa. And then when I got back, they're tooth's cracked. So they just yanked them out. So here I am looking like Burnsy.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. You guys have been D partners for a while now, so you figure might as well do the same look, right?
Yeah, the more you play with them, I guess the more you start to look like them. Maybe not play like them, but look like them. That's for
sure. That's awesome, and we'll have to give it to Tipper. Tipper, one of my good buddies. So that can't be happening. But so how was the break? The All-Star break? You go anywhere, do anything, or just kind of figuring out your teeth situation?
Yeah, it was good. The break was good. I went down to LA. My girlfriend lives there, so I went to go see her for a week. I was a little bit in one because of my teeth, so I didn't plan anything too serious, but we just hung out. We actually went to Nobu in Malibu there. Saw Adam Sandler. That was pretty cool.
That's unreal.
He was sitting right across the table from us, maybe a table over. And he saw me bite into a piece of edamame. I had no teeth in my mouth. And he's looking at me and just gives me a little nod. That's pretty cool. I was
that's incredible. What's the girlfriend's thoughts on the teeth?
She was a little shocked at first. What's going on? I got hit in the face here, split open. I got my teeth are gone this year. But now she's getting, what's she gonna do? Yeah. She's getting used to it. I'm just happy I got a girlfriend before I knocked my teeth out.
That's good stuff. And so how's the year been going though? All in all, up to the break, the team, yourself?
It's good. I think we're really coming together as a group. I think our locker room has been pretty solid. Guys have, developed better relationships both on and off the ice. And I think it shows in the way that we play. We got to play, we're a team that has to play hard and compete. And I think we've kind of established a lot of that in just over the first half of the season. So, we battled through a lot like of adversity and injuries and COVID stuff that the league has dealt with too. But I think we've had a fair share of it, and we've seen to find a way to still keep ourselves in the race.
Now, something I wanted to ask, bringing it back to kind of junior hockey, you played in the OJHL and the USHL before going to UMass, and being a 10th round pick of the Barrie Colts, were you ever thinking, was OHL originally your goal, or were you always thinking NCAA?
No, I was actually, I really wanted to play in the O for sure. Like I got drafted to Barrie, and I went to their camp the first year, and I didn't crack the squad, obviously. Ended up playing in juniors for the Patriots, and I didn't think I was going to make that team either. I was planning to play midget for a year in Don Mills. But then after playing a year in juniors and just getting through that, I thought it was better to go the college route. I didn't think I was going to have the speedy development to work in my favor. So I thought that, I'd need a little bit more time. And, I thought college was perfect for that. Get an education as well at the same time, give myself that opportunity and open doors there. But I just felt it was a better route for my development. But initially, for sure, I was thinking I wanted to go to the O.
Yeah. So then going to the USHL, how was that experience coming from the OJ? Must have felt like a pretty big deal, big jump. And what was the level comparison like?
Yeah, I thought that jump was good. I thought it was important to prepare me for college. It's a really defensive league, I think, and there's a high turnover rate. Guys are in and out because they get scholarships and go to college. So there's not much, every team is kind of in the same situation. It's a challenge to develop chemistry early with each other. And you got a lot of new guys. And I just think that the league had a lot of skill, and they played a real similar game to the way college was played, hard defensively and not as many goals scored. So you really got to be dialed in. I thought it was just a good preparation for me leading into UMass years.
Yeah, and then leading up to UMass, you get drafted second round to the Sharks. And do you want to just kind of walk us through like the draft and the moment you were picked, and where was the draft that year?
Yeah, the draft was in Chicago, so it was really nice. I got to go down there with my family. A bunch of my family drove. We actually drove down. It was fun. My grandparents were there, cousins, all met us there. It was really cool. And then, me and my dad, obviously, me and my dad went to the first round just to check it out and see how it is and get a little bit comfortable, because obviously you're a little nervous about the setup and stuff. I knew I wasn't going to the first round, and in the second round when I was picked by the Sharks, it was pretty shocking for me, actually. We were all surprised. It was just more excitement, and we're real thankful for obviously that opportunity, having it led me to where I am today. The team, obviously showing a lot of trust and belief in me. And I at the time, especially, I was real happy and just honored to be picked by a great organization with such a great reputation. So it was really cool. It was a lot of excitement, a lot of shock. But it was in a good way. I remember at the combine, the NHL combine, because I interviewed a few teams there, or had interviews with a few teams there. The Sharks, really, I didn't think that I was going to get picked by them. Sometimes you have that feeling of what interviews go better than others. And I thought that one was like, okay, it wasn't great. I didn't feel any positive signs to it. But that's why I think that contributes to why I was more surprised. But all in all, I was really appreciative and thankful. I was happy.
Yeah, that makes it that much better kind of when you don't even know. So that was our next question. We were going to ask did you have a feeling on San Jose? So if it wasn't San Jose you were feeling, did you kind of have any thoughts on any other teams that might take you?
Yeah, I thought really it was just the one other team that I thought over everybody else would probably be, I think it was maybe Chicago. I just remember talking to them quite a bit throughout the year. One of their scouts took me and my buddy out to PF Chang's one night.
Hey, what was that guy's name? Do you remember?
Oh, if you shoot me a name, then I'll probably I could probably remember. I have his number. I have his number on my phone. I just can't remember.
It wouldn't have been Jim McKellar, would it?
No.
Okay, that's the OHL guy, but I think Chicago takes Eric because they took me out too. They must be racking up a bill because I know when I went, I lit up the tab. I'm sure you did too.
Yeah, it was super fun. We just ordered away. I actually my buddy was a beauty. His name was Nick Leitner. So he I was like, hey, do you want to come out for a little PF Chang's? I was like, going out the Chicago scout. He's like, yeah, sure. So it's cool because the guy gave me the option. I didn't want to go alone. I felt a little awkward. So the guy gave me the option. So it was perfect. I just took him out. We had a great meal. And we met up with the boys after. It was sweet. It was really fun.
Wow. So that guy wasn't even a draft eligible or anything like that.
He was. He was another defenseman. He was a good player too, but he it was good opportunity for him. I was like, hey, scout here, might as well, right? He's actually at Bemidji. I believe he's at Bemidji right.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's D1. He's a good player, really good player. And at the time, I didn't want to go alone. I figured it'd be cool. I was playing with them a little bit too, a defensive partner just come with me.
That's pretty sick. So yeah. I mean, speaking of the NCAA, from there you go play the next 2 seasons for UMass. And is it true you were the captain as a second-year guy?
Yeah, I wore the A. In the second year. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's pretty sick. And then before we even talk about that, I'm curious, how did the recruitment process go? Were you when did you commit? Did you do any trips with other schools? Was there anything like that?
Yeah, I was actually originally committed to Western Michigan with the same assistant coach he's a head coach at Maine now. His name is Ben Barr, but he was the assistant coach at Western Michigan. That's when I committed to him there. And then he ended up leaving Western Michigan. And I was just in a tough spot because that's the guy who recruited me and watched me play and really liked my game and came to different games and when I was playing in the OJHL and stuff like that. So I really felt that he was the one that really scouted me and appreciated the way I play and had trust in me. So when I found out he moved to UMass, I reached out to him and I decided to commit there with UMass. I just felt it was the best fit for me, being with someone who valued the way I played and trusted my game. And then obviously I had to make that phone call to Western Michigan, which was a really tough phone call to make. But, I just felt like it was the thing I needed to do. I felt more comfortable going to UMass, but I did visit Western Michigan before I committed there. But then UMass was I just been in the Boston area. I just did my research on it and I just felt it was best for me. So that's how that ended up. It definitely wasn't easy making that phone call. You never want to do that, but I just, for the sake of my future, I just felt more comfortable being at UMass.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely seems looking back like you made the right call from where you are now. But I mean, one that I want to know about and the listeners want to know about for sure is you got to play with Cale Makar there. So what was he like in college?
Yeah, Cale was obviously by the way he's playing right now, you can probably guess that he was just a spectacular player, but also a really good person. And we all that's what we all appreciated about Kill the most, being on UMass with him, is, you know, the way he carried himself and the attitude that he had, the friendships that he made with his, obviously us and the rest of the teammates and the coaching staff. He's just a good guy to be around, and someone, you know, you can trust and be loyal to, and you know he's going to be loyal to you. And obviously his play speaks for itself. His first year, he was great. His second year, he was even better. And then now he's exploded to be an even better player. I played with him in my first year, which was really cool. You know, the more I take that in and how much success he's having right now, it's pretty cool that I used to play with him in college. The second year we weren't partners, but you know, just being on the same team as somebody, it's something that, you know, I'll look back on in 10 years from now or 20 years from now and just, you know, remember that, because he's going to be a Hall of Famer for sure. So
He's so good. Just one more on that. What was life like as a student away from the rink? You know, just, you know, how do you find it, like whether it was going out and stuff, you know, dealing with all your classes? How was that for you?
it was super fun. The classes part was okay. No, it was good. The classes are good. Like, honestly, like, you had a lot of the boys, like, you choose classes together. In the first couple of years, there's a lot of like generic classes that you have to take, like requirements to graduate and stuff. So those are the classes you get in with the with your teammates and friends, and it's a lot of fun. And then you start to tail off and get on your own page based on your major and stuff like that. But it was really cool, just, you know, hanging out with the guys. You're in the dorms together. It's like your own frat. Like, you're always together. You got your own you got the hockey house where like 5 or 6 of the guys live, and then in the apartments where the younger guys, like the rookies, like the freshmen, sophomore, like the apartments on campus, like we're all together in one hallway. I remember the first summer we were staying at some dorms, and there was just all like 15 freshmen just hanging out in the hall. Like, every door was our room. Our RA didn't like it too much because we were pretty loud at times, but it was good. It was good. Like, we go out together a bunch when we can, you know, after a Saturday game. You know, we play Friday, Saturday. That's our chance to get the Sunday off. We go out after a huge win, you know. It's a lot of fun. I think the best thing for me was the dining halls. I love to eat, and the dining halls there were great. They had some of the best food, like, in a college that a college could have. Like, they're like, it was like ranked, like, I think #1 or something for food. And they had 3 separate dining halls, and they're unbelievable. So the food was so good. And you had like late night, it'd be open till like 1 a.m. Like, you'd have like late night snacks and food. Like, they serve like eggs Benedict at night, or like random stuff. Like, really, really good. Lobster on Halloween. Yeah, legit lobster, man. Like, they give you a lot. Like, it was unbelievable. They take so much pride in their food. It was so good. Loved it.
That might have played a part in why you actually committed there, not just the coach then, I guess. But
100%.
And yeah, you end up leaving the good food after only 2 years of eating it to turn pro, and you make the jump to the NHL, and you never look back. You never have spent any time in the minors or anything like that. So tell us about your decision to turn pro, and kind of how you felt that first season went in the NHL, making the jump from D1.
Yeah, it was a tough decision. You know, obviously I'm surrounded by, you know, a great group of guys, a great coaching staff, and Greg Carvel and Benny Barr and Jared DeMichael. And, you know, it wasn't easy. You know, it wasn't easy leaving a team, especially after, you know, we've gone so far. We lost in the finals of the Frozen Four. But I just felt it was the right decision for me to make the jump. I felt that I earned the opportunity to do that. And, you know, for me, it wasn't about making that step right to the NHL. I didn't think that way. That wasn't what was motivating me to sign. It was more the fact that it's just another step up towards my goal, playing in the NHL. You know, I was very fortunate to make the the jump and play with the Sharks that year. But if it didn't happen, the AHL is a great opportunity and a great league to develop and get better. And I think that, many guys go through that step, and it makes them a really good player. So I was willing to do both, regardless of what happened. It was just the fact that it's a step up and a chance for me to get better and to prove myself at another level of hockey. And so it wasn't easy leaving the boys. It wasn't easy leaving UMass. The opportunities that I could have had being there for another year or 2 years, getting education at a great school, or, chasing another opportunity at a Frozen Four championship. But I think it was just the better decision for me personally.
Yeah. And another one kind of on your first year there. So who did you score your first NHL goal on, and how long did it take to get it?
Yeah, I scored, I believe it was December 29th. I scored against Philly, Carter Hart.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I was really fired up. It was nice because I went home to see the family. It was nice to have a little break for Christmas, a few days, after it's a lot, the first bit of the season and your first year, you're so try to be as mentally focused as you can to stay on track. So that little break was nice. I was coming off an injury on my lower back, and then I got back and then my second game after I got back, that's when I scored. I turned over the puck first. I got it back. Then I chipped it off the wall, and then Goody gave me a good little backhand pass right to my forehand, and I just one-timed it. Went top cheese.
Oh. Has to throw that.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Actually, Rask, I got one more question on the school stuff too. So are you taking any classes now, or are you just putting it to the side for now?
No, I'm putting it to the side for now. The more I look back, I could have taken it during COVID, but no, I'm keeping it to the side. Just want to stay focused on hockey right now.
Yeah, not doing too bad in that sense, so you're good.
Did they have that option where when you're done playing hockey, you can come back and finish up your school on a scholarship?
I don't they did for some guys, based on how long they were playing there. I think if you were there for 3 years, I believe that I could hopefully have that opportunity. I would have to discuss. So I have no answer for that.
Okay, yeah. Well, so far so good. You might not need it. So your second year with the Sharks, you had a really good one, and I'm curious, how has your off season changed from going in the NCAA to now as an established NHL player? What are you doing in the off season that's different, or what do you focus on?
Yeah, I have a lot of video that I have throughout the year. I work with somebody that helps me out, makes video for me and critiques my game. It gives me advice, certain areas of the game. So I gather all those clips for the summertime, and I watch them probably 5-6 days a week. They're 5-minute videos. Just watch them once, and it kind of engraves it in my mind. And then when I go on the ice, I'm thinking about those things that we talk about in video and just trying to correct them. I think that's where it's changed most is I have more knowledge now. We all do the more we play, what we need to do to be physically ready. I think it changes more the level that you play change as the level that you play changes. I think that the mentality that you have changes too. There's a lot more ups and downs, I feel, that I've had throughout the pro level. So managing them and being mentally ready is important. So I think that's where it really changes for me. I'll work on, making breakout passes, making first passes, using the middle of the ice to try and break out the puck, because the walls are usually taken away, getting pucks to the net, and getting pucks through from the blue line, taking ice in the neutral zone, as a defenseman, take ice and progress the play up ice up north, and just little things like that. So watching video just really helps instill it. And so that when I get to the ice, I'm thinking about it and I can, adjust.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I just want to quickly touch on this because it's a pretty big deal. Obviously, you go to the World Championship this past season. You won gold with three or four former guests of the pod there. And you want to just tell us what that experience was like for you? Obviously, you guys were in like pretty tight bubble, weren't you? Like decent bubble there and stuff. And you ended up winning gold. So how special was it to win gold with the maple leaf on your chest?
Yeah, it was really, really fun. The more I look back on that, like when you're in the moment, we were going through, like the COVID, like we couldn't leave the hotel. It was just a weird setup. Like we couldn't leave the hotel, but we were kind of stranded there. Guys were separated, like the teams were separated. We had our own rooms and stuff to hang out in. It was really strict. Like we couldn't even legit, like couldn't leave the hotel. Like we couldn't go outside. So at the time, it's like this is tough. Like it's not easy dealing with it, but every team was, and we had a tough start. But our group was so like meshed well. Like from the first plane ride we had there, we were playing cards a bunch on the plane and getting to know each other. And then when we got there, it was the same thing. Continue. Like we were hanging out all the time, playing cards or whatever, playing different like games we had in the room. And when we went down, we lost the first 3 games. Like we still had a chance to squeak in the playoffs, and we managed to do that. And as soon as that happened, like because of the foundation we built, like it's just like our group of guys were so confident. We were led by a great coach in Gallant, and the rest of the coaching staff were awesome, super positive with us. And when we saw that opportunity in the playoffs, we had no doubt. So the more I look back on it, I'm super thankful to have that opportunity. It's unreal to have gone through that experience, and then to win gold is like nobody can take that away from you. So it was super cool and great group of guys to do it with.
Do you want to talk about your YouTube channel? That's something that a lot of listeners were sending in fan questions about. Can you tell us about that, what it's called, where they can find it, and just whatever you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel. It's called The Youngest of Plugs. I haven't posted on it in like 6 months, probably since the summer. Not that I don't want to or I won't continue to, but it's just that I'm in the season right now, and it's been pretty hectic. But I just post rant. Like I've been changing it up. It's more day-to-day stuff in my life. It started like tech videos, and I would do like some cooking videos. Now it's just whatever I'm doing. Like it's just my life. When I have the time to record it, usually in the off season and stuff like that, I go through a schedule and try to get stuff out there. I just enjoy doing it show some support to the fans that watch, my hockey games and my stuff. It's kind of a way of giving back and just giving them an inside look. So if you guys want to check that out.
Yeah. I was curious, do you have any goals for your YouTube channel? Like, is there a subscriber goal or a video goal, like anything you have on that side?
Yeah, I do make some goals. I want to hit, obviously it's like it grow. The more you grow, like it starts off slow and then it'll start to pick up, and that's usually how it works. But I want to hit 10,000 subs. I think that's a doable number. I want to continue to make videos. I think I'm at like over 100 videos now. I want to try and get to at least, 200, 300 videos, and then we go from there. I think that just like putting videos out there will help attract more people to the channel. I think it's super fun I've always looked up to like people that make videos like on YouTube. I know it's like it's part of that social media thing, but I think it's a lot of work. I think it's a lot more work than people think. And I think it takes a lot of time and effort, and people are interested in seeing stuff like that. And I think it's a skill. So I want to try and do the best I can to entertain the Sharks fans, hockey fans, whoever fans of Youngest of Plugs.
That's a quick plug for the Youngest of Plugs. So everybody go check it out at YouTube and subscribe. Let's get them to 10K here. But we don't have a ton of YouTube listeners, so we got all our audio listeners. We'll have to go check out the vlogs and everything like that for sure.
And just to cut you off quick, while you're subscribing to him, why don't you subscribe to Showbound on YouTube as well? So let's give us both a little bump here.
All right, and moving on to our personality questions. some questions to let the fans get to know you. So how would your teammates describe you?
Buzzsaw. That's what I'll say.
That's a unique one.
Yeah, no,
That's a good.
the energy, the goofball, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, look at that smile. It says it all.
Yeah, well, now for sure. Yeah, now you can squeeze goofball in there.
If you were stranded on an island for a month with 3 other members of the Sharks, who would it be?
One, Burnsy, because he'll probably do good out there. He's a hunter. You know, he'll be good standing on the island. Hopefully, if there's some food. This is a tough one. I'd say Jake Middleton. Seems like an outdoorsy guy. Feel like he can do well. He can set up a fire and set up a nice little hut for us to sleep in. And then I was just trying to think of like a good one. I'll go with Benino. Seems like a smart guy. No, he is a smart guy. So I'll go with him.
What will you bring?
The
comedy?
I'll be fearless out there. I'll go catch some tuna in the water.
Just being a buzzsaw.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the next one. How do you eat a cupcake? So like top down, bottom up, or how do you go into it?
I eat it like I bite the icing with the cake.
Okay.
So I get a little mixture of both. I don't
Nice.
like icing alone. No, I'm not that kind of guy.
Yeah.
Wait, cupcake or muffin, right? That's cupcake, right?
Cupcake, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Can't do that. Yeah.
Yeah. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
To teleport so I can travel real quick, be in places.
Yeah. Oh, end to end a little easier.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. After a game in San Jose, just quick teleport to the Bahamas. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like you could do anything with that. It's so cool.
And kind of moving along to our new segment that we're liking a lot. So it's just going to be this or that. I say 2 options, you choose one. All right. So we'll get into it. Black or white tape?
Oh, black tape.
Shoot first, pass first.
Pass first.
Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Hot weather or cold weather?
Hot weather.
Behemoth or Leviathan?
Leviathan.
Friends or The Office? So like The Rink.
Friends.
Hot coffee or cold coffee?
Cold.
Candy or chocolate?
Chocolate.
And last but not least, teeth or no teeth?
No teeth. No, I would have said differently last week, but
That's hilarious. I love that segment. That's classic. Now we'll just go into some fan questions here and wrap it up. But the staple on our show is what stick do you use and what specs on it?
I don't even know. Like, actually, I don't even know. What specs? 102 black. So he's a Bauer 1X.
Okay.
I'm not even a stick guy. I just go out there and grind.
Yeah.
I use a standard P80 standard Sackett curve, like the standard curve, and then I changed my flex 102 flex grip. That's all I can tell you.
All right. Who's your favorite YouTuber?
I like this guy named Marquez Brownlee. I always watch him. He like makes like all his video on like cars and tech and phones and stuff. He's sick.
All right. Who's the best chirper you've played with?
Burnsy for sure.
Yeah, I figured.
Reckless. The guy is reckless.
Well, that was one of the questions. What's Brent Burns like?
No, he's a great guy. Like, he's someone that I talk to all the time. Like, I'm good friends with. Obviously, I play with him, but off the ice, we have a solid relationship. he likes to chirp. And he likes to get on guys and just for fun. It's all fun and giggles in the locker room. But he's really fun to be around. He reminds me a lot of of Jumbo when I used to play with him as well. They're just super great guys to be able to talk to and hang out with. And even though they're older than me, could be my dad.
Yeah.
They're super cool. And I'd always love hanging out with them.
Yeah. Love that. Have you ever heard of the Gavin Hockey Wealth Specialists?
No.
The Gavin Hockey Wealth Specialists are the best NHL finance guys in the business. They do your investing, your taxes, anything you need to do, manage your portfolio and your wealth to set you up to retire after hockey and never have to work a day in your life. They're the best. They're all former hockey players themselves and know what it's like. Their team has over 1,000 NHL games played as well. Their team of staff. So check them out, gavingroup.ca. They're the best in the business. Moving on, one more fan question before we kind of wrap it up. Do you have a best prank story off the top of your head, one that you've seen or been around?
I think a good one. I mean, I forget who it was. I forget who it was, but in junior, this is just everybody knows this. Somebody put clear tape on somebody's skates. It's all over the place. I have a couple other ones, but I don't know if I could say them on the pod. So I'm just gonna stick with that one. Or I seen water, somebody fill up. This all happened on one team for me. Somebody filled up on a stick with a bunch of water.
Oh my god,
that's actually a good one.
The cap. But actually, I think it might have happened to me too. I think someone did it to me too. The boys were messing with me. They took the cap off the stick and then filled it completely. So I went to go grab and soaked my gloves. Putting tape on the inside of the gloves, the fingers of the gloves.
Yeah.
Or roll tape and throw them in there. He knows me.
One.
Yeah, a few tricks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we can't tell them all on the pod, or you might lose your A with the Sharks, and we might be kicked offline. So we'll keep it at that for now. But I think that pretty much does it for the fan questions, the whole pod. We just want to say thanks a lot for taking the time. I know you're super busy, and just best of luck for the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it. This was fun.
All right. I want to thank Mario Ferraro for that. Good interview. Good smile. Good guy. What'd you think?
Yeah, no, he's a beauty. I was obviously you're a bit nervous kind of going into NHL camp for the first time and stuff. And you do the rookie thing the first week and you kind of meet all the guys. And he was one of the guys from the team. And I was hanging out with a lot of the Ontario guys from the OHL and who are playing in the A and stuff and who know Mario at first. And then along with Ozzy, who I had on the pod, or who we had on the pod, sorry. And but yeah, no, he was super cool, and he wasn't big dogging any of the young guys. He was I'd be in his back seat, we'd be going to dinner and stuff like that, and he would always come out to dinner with the young guys. So pretty cool guy. Makes kind of everyone feel comfortable. Just a guy's guy. Obviously you can tell he's got a lot of energy, and he described himself as a buzzsaw, and I'd say that's pretty accurate. I just it was awesome to get him on, and I think it was a great interview.
Yeah, that was actually so funny when he said that, because he paused. How would your teammates describe you? He just paused. He's like, buzzsaw. Come on. That's so funny. I love that answer.
Yeah. And I don't know, we're kind of nearing the end of the pod here, and I know you just got another NFT. You flipped your last one, and you're into another one. So you want to quickly share what you're up to?
Yeah, maybe at the end we can start talking NFTs so we don't bore the people who don't want to hear about it. But I think some people do want to hear about it actually. Or if you don't, you can leave. But yeah, I just bought this new one. It's called Goonies Gang Official number 1641. This is what it looks like for the YouTube viewers.
That's sick.
Me and Cardsy were just talking about it before the pod. Couple offers on it already, but I'm not listing it. I'm kind of holding it. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It gives you access to the Goonies Gang metaverse, which is a racing game, and you can use your NFT guy that you bought as your avatar character, whatever, in the game. And Yeah, it looks cool. So hopefully that one can make me some money. I was telling the Gavin guys about it as well. I don't know, man. It's so nerve-wracking, like buying these NFTs, dude. It's so scary because there's so little research on them. Like you don't know, you can look at a stock and see every financial statement you want for years and years prior, but like an NFT is like you can do your research like I did. I look at their social media, they read things on the Discord and hear who's buying it. But at the end of the day, like there's no stats, like there's no, you can't tell the direction it's going to go in. So it is a bit of a gamble. I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's also kind of hard to figure out trends and stuff like that when you buy it 1 hour off once it hits the market.
Yeah. So the NFT term for that is when it's minted. So it was minted at 6 p.m. yesterday, and I bought it at like 8 or 9 p.m. And it had already been sold 2 times before me. Like, so the person who bought it right off the mint sold it, and then the guy who bought that one sold it to me. So it was sold twice quickly, and the guy who sold it to me sold it for a loss.
Really?
He sold it, like he bought it for 0.4 ETH, and I got it for 0.369, and they were all selling for higher. I don't know why he did that.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Maybe you know something that your NFT's done.
Well, that's what worried me. Like right after I bought it, I was like, why? But yeah, I don't know, man. This is what I mean. There's just no way. You got to play around and learn. So,
and you have play money right now from your last success.
Yeah, at the end of the day, and like I said before, I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but I've said it to you and to people who are looking at getting NFTs, at least at the beginning, before you know everything. Like I don't know everything. The money you're going to spend on an NFT, you have to put that aside and be like, okay, this is the amount I'm comfortable with losing. Because if you put 10 grand into something and you're not comfortable with losing that, you shouldn't be buying them because there's a chance you will. And this one wasn't 10 grand. This one was about 1,500. But even if if it doesn't go up, I could always sell it for a loss. Like, it's not like it'll go to zero. You could sell it for like 1,000 or 900. There's already a couple of offers on it now for that. So that's a lesson too. You're probably not going to lose it all, but if you're going to shell out the money, you got to just be aware that it's a possibility. Yeah. So anyway, with that being said, Car, are you going to buy an NFT this week or what?
Yeah. I'm going to do it.
I think you will. Yeah.
I gotta do it. We'll check back in next week when I got a Goonie gang, and we'll be looking for profit. But no, I think that's it from us. Yeah, you got anything?
Nah, flip it away. Give us a little weather report for the week.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously cold. I'm in Barrie, so it's even colder. It's actually not too bad today. I went outside earlier this morning, but I hope everyone had a lovely Valentine's Day on Monday and enjoying their week so far. Not a ton to look forward to for myself. I mean, still just grinding away, practicing, bag skating, working out. And I know you're just trying to prepare your team for a long road trip this weekend. So hope everyone else enjoys their week. And I guess with that being said, we'll see you guys next time.